The Value of Time, Meeting My Destiny with Courage. Since I began my Substack in February 2022, one of its main themes tied to individuation has been exploring the concept of value. As I conclude the last paragraphs of my book, The Nature of My Reality, Everything I Need is in My Body, I'm reflecting on how my understanding of value has evolved. Initially, I was ignorant about how to spend money, either due to a lack of awareness of my spending patterns or simple carelessness. Over time, I started to recognize the subjectivity of my needs and grasp the idea that money is essentially a standardized technology with practical applications. Hence, I, and perhaps others, have entrusted their value with this technology and with the methodology of how to make individual decisions regarding its usage over time. Because I have made incredible use of my time since mid 2021, I have invested in my education and contemplation on values. I feel the current transits are a culmination of an aspiration that motivated me throughout to create a balance between my needs and those of others. Where I stand now is a very sweet spot, and many of the stories in my book will contain this trajectory. Today, I would like to point to a wonderful celestial event that seems to have conspired with those of us who have been attentive to the times we decide to live in. This week's meditations are quite poignant. What do I value the most? My freedom. Where am I still selling myself short? Almost nowhere, for I'm no longer in fear of fitting in. I am what I am. Where am I trading my uniqueness for security or the false idea of it? I no longer do so. I am very aware of how I relate to everything, from my sleep to my food, my artwork, my time, my finances, and my sovereignty. The road ahead is open as a field to experiment and experience this freedom, inspiring more humans to find their intrinsic value. Scarcity mindset versus scarcity of time. When you are authentic, the fear of not having enough is non existent, as the focus is on creativity rather than lack. I call this the fiat mindset because the fiat standard has created a world based on fear, or FOMO, fear of missing out. Many decisions are based on a fake it till you make it, trying so hard to be as opposed to following one's design. You can't fight against what you can't have, but you can embrace your vulnerabilities, become completely powerful, and support others with your potency. My main asset is that I can see what others need and I can value and cheer others, supporting them because I learned to do it for myself first. When I do, they're not taking anything away from me. Instead, the opportunity is established for generosity to abound. Courage is knowing in your heart you need to take a step forward and launch yourself up into the sky. Contemplate what you value the most, which dominion you would like to protect as the warrior of life, and which territory you would like to conquer fear. What is at stake? The price of codependency versus interdependence. The price of emotional immaturity versus freedom to resonate with sovereign individuals. The theme of this week is only one thing to focus on: your individuality. Remember that the subjectivity of your value can lead you out of a scarcity mentality. And on that note, I leave you. This is the subject of the last chapter of my book and a culmination of a contemplation. I am also shaping it for an upcoming Bitcoin panel. How to shift out of a scarcity mentality to valuing the scarcity of your time. Enjoy the ride. I have to say that I'm optimist, more on value, time, and scarcity inside of my book. Next week, I will release a session, Voices number 3, with my friend and fellow evolutionary astrologer, Ari Moshe Wolf, who joined me to record a long form dialogue where we discuss devotion, discipline, mentoring, honesty, humility, evolutionary astrology, and music. All right, I'm also going to read the footnotes that are related to. Oh, yeah, before I forget, I'm sharing a talk by the great Lynn Alden on broken money. I have learned a lot to listen and reading through Lynn's analysis on what money is. She's the goat. Okay, so here's the footnotes that have to do with the celestial positions in the sky. So Venus meets Pluto at 8 degrees Aquarius and then finally closes the cycle with Mars at 6 degrees on the 21st, which started at 27 Capricorn in March 2022. Mars and Venus rule the current lunar axis. Chiron in Aries is on the north side of the node, and Pluto recently entered Aquarius. And Uranus is its ruler, will also square Mercury in Aquarius. Ta-da! The meetup of Chiron and the nodes at 16 degrees in Aries will be exactly on the 19th, as Sun enters zero of Pisces. This alignment has only occurred 4 times in my lifetime: in 1969, 84, 96, 2008, and February 2024. Every Venus retrograde is quite important in anyone's chart, as it illuminates areas where one has to revise the way one relates to oneself and other persons, situations, or things. Every Venus retrograde since December 2013 until the latest last summer has served me as a catalyst for this long process of individuation. Insights on Venus retrograde in Capricorn December 2021 and on July 2023 Venus retrograde in Leo are in the links. And the last footnote is Chiron is one of the most potent archetypes. So I wrote about it on a link here. Have a great week. I don't know if you have feeling the energy, but boy, it's amazing. So I hope you really get a real start upwards. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.